Welcome to the Contrarians and welcome to the Contrarians live chat. That's right, it is Wednesday. Our topic for tonight is album cover doppelgangers. So the panel has chosen their 5 pairs we're going to discuss. We do want to hear from you in the chat. What records do you think look like other records? So without any further ado, let's get this discussion started. All right, welcome to the Contrarians, and it's Wednesday, and yet it's another live chat. We are looking at album doppelgangers tonight, and all the panel has chosen their 5 picks. We also want to hear from you. The chat room is open. We want to hear from you about those records that you think look like other records. So we know what's going on. Let's get this started. I'm just going to go Jamie, Peter Kerr, and then Martin. And we'll just do it. And I want to welcome everybody here tonight and welcome everybody in the chat. So let's get started. Jamie, what's your first one?
All right. Well, we picked 5, right? With some honorable mentions. Well, I have 5 themes. I pulled a Martin Popoff with the 5 themes.
Good job.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
I just kind of turned out that way. I didn't mean to do it. I'm going to do theme number 1 on 2 albums that look pretty similar. But who was more cool in the cover? King Cool himself, Donnie Iris.
Nice.
If you're from Pittsburgh, you got to have Donnie Iris in your.
Love that guy, yeah.
Or Mr. John Cougar, later to be Mellencamp.
Very cool. Look at that.
Similar. It's King Cool.
Well, I don't know who's cooler on that one.
Kids, don't smoke. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
But you can pull it off and look pretty cool sometimes.
Well, Jamie, I will give you this.
Smoked a lot of cigarettes, that's for sure. Yeah.
Because listen to him now. He sounds like he's just a shell. I'll tell you, though, Donnie Iris, those Donnie Iris albums, people don't talk about Donnie anymore, but those albums are killer.
Love is like a rock.
Up in Canada on the radio?
Oh, yeah. They were a little bit of hits. Love is like a rock and King of the Nine of the what's that one?
There's Do You Compute, which was a mild hit.
Oh, yeah.
This one is very underrated. No must.
Yeah, I don't
try to find that CD because it's big money now. I'm just saying.
Vinyl's cheap.
Nice.
Vinyl's if you can find that.
Yeah.
Vinyl's not so cheap anymore, Jamie. All right, Peter Kerr, let's jump it over to you. What do you have?
I'm going to choose doppelganger albums from the same band. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to pick the Aussie hard rock legends Rose Tattoo. So you've got their album Assault and Battery. So they're all very close, band of brothers.
Yeah.
And then you had the follow-up. So that album came in 1981. And then the album in 1982, they're continuing the theme. They're all it's a very strong image, this.
Yeah.
But, scarred for life.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's funny, though, that band, you would have thought that they would have chose something that'd be vastly different, but they didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, they always, they've all looked pretty similar.
Oh, God, we've got 25 comments in the chat already.
Nice. We got Sleep Volume 2 and Black Sabbath Volume 4. We've got, enjoy me some Donnie Iris. Absolutely. Steve Polari's chiming in with, first one that comes to mind is The Clash and Elvis. Yeah, that's an excellent one. That's a classic. D-Rocker's got Earth, Wind, and Fire. All in All and Iron Maiden Power Slave. Yeah, that's a famous one.
And
of course,
right on hand.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
nice.
Look at!
Nice.
Oh my God, Jamie Laszlo, always the professional.
Another famous one there is the Commodores Moving On and Van Halen, A Different Kind of Truth. Yeah, that surprised everybody. So, all right, my turn.
Cool. Martin, it's you.
Okay, so we are going with where did it go there? Yeah, there it is. So we're going with Motorhead Bomber. This is my original copy that I bought as a new release, my British blue vinyl copy. I think it's blue. Yeah, there we go. Blue vinyl. So yeah, we've got the really cool Patagno bomber situation there. And then you've got Night Ranger with 7 Wishes. They're up in the plane too there. And as a bonus that goes with it, we've got Samson, the great Don't Get Mad, Get Even album, where they're all kind of, departed from the plane and just hanging out there with their gear. But then we're back to Night Ranger again, and there they are hanging out as if their gear situation has just been unloaded. So I thought that one kind of looks a little bit like the Samson one, right? Where it's like now we're off the plane situation. So
it does.
There you go. The theme is band in a World War II plane.
All right, excellent choice. All right, now if you looked at the video beforehand, I'm just gonna say this is like, you already know what I'm going to say, but Ted Nugent Double Live Gonzo, you could pick a lot of the Ted Nugent covers, but does it not look like Pat Travers, the live?
Absolutely, yep. That was a 70s theme with the handwritten thing, and we know that's close to Ted Nugent's actual signature, so it's a little bit like Gillan, how he uses his signature for his logo. And one other one that I was going to pick to go along with Double Live Gonzo is Sammy Hagar 9 on a 10 scale, where he's grabbing his head like that kind of thing. So I thought that was kind of similar. But I see what you mean.
I know.
Next placement and all that stuff.
This is one of those records when we started with this topic, I knew I was going to choose this because it was just obvious. So
wicked.
You got that.
All right. Okay, Jamie, what do you got?
Oh, wow, that went around fast.
Well, I'm quick.
Read a comment or two.
Go ahead. I'll get the comments after.
All right. Doing a comment or doing me?
No,
well,
do you?
I'll
and then we'll
check
get to a comment.
Here. Shaking Stevens Green Door, Don't Turn Your
team.
Back versus Michael Jackson Filler.
Crap, we're doing comments. All right.
Beat. Steve Polari, we've got the English Beat. Could be added to my pick. I'm not sure which one that goes with. Let us know. No way. Pat Travers looks like a duck on that cover. Funny. Kiss Hotter Than Hell looks like the Bizarro version of Magic Mystery Tour. That's pretty interesting. I'd like to see those two side by side.
I don't know about that.
Has an album that reminds me of Frank Sinatra album, Wee Small Hours. That's pretty cool. All right, Jamie, over to you.
All right. My next theme is mirror images. First, Uriah Heep, High and Mighty.
Nice.
And it's mirror image, sort of.
Very cool.
Budgie Squawk.
Yeah. Nice.
So there you go. It's this one's kind of like a gun upside down, but you get the picture. And I can I just read it real quick since we're flying by so fast?
Yeah.
Martin Popoff on Wikipedia quoted High and Mighty.
Really?
Called the album effeminate, illogical, overblown, grasping for straws, citing only the song One Way or Another as promising, and the rest a squandering of the band's flickering talents. Wow. I don't think it's that bad.
Rough.
Do you still stand by that, Martin? Yeah.
Pretty much. I love One Way or Another, but one more trivia note. That's very, very early Roger Dean on that budgie. So
wow. Is it?
Putting a skull together.
I didn't even know that was Roger Dean.
That plane looks like it's in trouble, actually.
Yeah. They got some trouble for that cover, just putting a gun on the cover like that. So
yeah, no, I'm talking about the budgie one. It looks like it's in a bit of turbulence.
Yeah, but don't forget, Martin, back then when they put the gun on the cover, then it didn't matter. It was fine. Now you couldn't do it.
Yeah. All right, Peter, over to you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do two bands that came out in the same year, 1986, Status Quo, In the Army Now, and Sabotage, Fight for the Rock. And this is two very iconic poses there. So Status Quo released this album straight after Live Aid. And this was, you only had Rossi and Parfit on the band, so you didn't have the Fabulous Four. And Sabotage, this came out. So, yeah, it's just pretty funny. Two bands the same year, major labels put out a similar cover.
And I've got a surprise for you, Peter. When I heard you were going to do this one, I pulled this one out. Uriah Heep.
I was going to say that. Uriah Heep Conquest as well.
We could have done a
Kiss poster, too.
Trifecta.
Never an album cover, though.
Right. And Van Halen, I've seen a Van Halen promo where they do the same thing. I think a lot of bands have tried this, to do this very heroic type of pose.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. All right.
Neat. Cool.
What do you want to do, Martin?
Oh,
You gonna go?
let's see. What do we got here? Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers, and Motley Crue, Too Fast for Love. Absolutely.
Yes.
That was one where, see, this is someone asked earlier, are we going to do the intentional ones? We haven't really done the intentional ones. I don't know. I don't have any intentional ones. We've got, D-Rock. That's a good one. London Calling and Elvis. Yeah, we saw a mention of that before. Canadian band Saga, Worlds Apart, and Prism, See Forever Eyes. Yeah, I'd like to see those two side by side. I can't picture those. That's a but good one. I want to see that. Chevy's debut and the Angels' Dark Room both resemble Look at Yourself. Yeah, so Dark Room with the eyes. I almost pulled that one out and did that one with rainbow straight between the eyes. All right, so my next one is this theme here. I don't know. Jamie can name the theme, whatever. But you tell me what this is. So we've got Aerosmith Pump. The trucks on top of each other, and then we've got this is all signed
Mr.
all over,
Big.
but Mr. Big lean into it with the trains running. This is that famous French in Paris train accident. And then going along closer with the pump, we've got the two cars leaning up against each other in Crocus Metal Rendezvous. So there you go. The two vehicle theme or crash theme. I know there's another one I'm forgetting that goes with the train crash thing. I can't remember what it is, but anyways, I've always thought these two kind of go together. Metal Rendezvous and Pump.
I just want to say I love that Crocus album. When I was a kid, we used to play that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I still love it. No one talks Crocus anymore, but I do like that record. I'll give you that.
Well, Storace, he sounded like Bon Scott, didn't he?
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
I love me some Headhunter.
Yeah, there's so many songs on One Vice at a Time that could have totally just fit right on an AC/DC album, especially.
Oh my God, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
All right, kids.
Rod Crispo's mentioning David Byrne, Grown Backwards, and Phil Collins, but seriously, I can't picture those, but I would like to. Van Halen, Women and Children First, looks like their inspiration of Hotter Than Hell. Kind of like the pose, the way the guys are posed in that.
I guess.
I think that's a famous photography did one. Heap live at Shepperton and the Who live at Leeds. Beatles, Sgt. Pepper, yeah, Mother's Invention, yeah, those that was definitely a straight parody, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mr. Big cover also Inside Art of the Residents, The Ghost of Hope. Well, there's a good obscure one. All right, back over to Grant.
All right, since we're mentioning the Residents, I'm going to mention the Residents. This is a good segue into what I'm going to talk about. Now, if I can get the graphic up, we'll be fine. Where is it? Oh, there we go. The first Residents album, and of course, Meet the Beatles.
Nice.
And well, this obviously speaks for itself. I mean, obviously, it's a take off Meet the Beatles. I really don't have to say much about it, but yeah, it fits right in here, gentlemen. Fits right.
Very
in.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
Let me ask you a
can
question
also add-
about that.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I'll bring it back up.
Huh?
And Kiss, of course, the first Kiss album. You
Get the
know
Knack.
that.
Beatles
You know
fan.
that's what they were going for, of course.
And Grant, Get the Knack. That's in the same ballpark, isn't
And
it?
Get the Knack. But I'd say the first Kiss album is even more.
And Van Halen OU 812 and King Crimson Red.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go.
All right,
Probably-
JD.
There you go.
All right. I only have one that I think was done on purpose, and that's my theme, being influenced by.
Okay.
And this is a little band called the Proto Men. They did rock operas based off of Mega Man, the Nintendo game. It's crazy, I know. But they did this album, Act 2, and it starts off sounding like a spaghetti western, a gothic spaghetti western, and starts going into music that sounds like Streets of Fire music. And as you can see, I think they were influenced by that music that time quite a bit.
Yep.
And it all kinds of starts to make sense when you listen to it side by side. So there you go.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, very nice.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah. It's a classic.
All right, Peter Kerr, let's go.
All right.
What
Well,
you got.
Joe Jackson. I picked this up in the mid 80s, body and soul, bit of New York jazz sort of numbers. And it took me 40 years before I went into a jazz record store, where I realized, that's where you picked it up from. So it's a direct lift from Sonny Rollins' Blue Note. 1558 Volume 2.
Very cool. Very nice. Very
But
nice.
I mean, they did a great job on that. I mean, holy crap. If you look at them side by side, it is just the font's correct.
Yes.
I mean, everything's, well, other than it's one's orange and one's blue, but holy crap.
Blew me away. It took me 40 years to realize.
There you go.
We got Chris Flood ringing in with, a classic one, Metallica Black Album and AC/DC Back in Black. Probably two similar albums, maybe the only two that are actually both diamond albums. Kind of cool. Death Angel Frolic in the Park. Oh, that one's gone by. I'm not sure what he was comparing it to. The Big Bald Head one, self-titled. Tommy. Let's see, Gorillaz Demon Days and Beatles Let It Be. Yes, I think I remember that one. Reed Miles design for that Sonny Rollins album cover. Okay, my turn. Going with kind of a tricky theme here. Very obscure. I'm going with Fee Waybill Read My Lips and John Waite Ignition. And the theme here, Grant will put those on the screen. There you go. And here it is even closer up. So the theme here is pixelated TV images. So it's a very pixelated TV image of Fee Waybill on here on one of these, corporate. Let's see if we can turn a guy from a band into a superstar album. Didn't quite work. Basically sounds like a Tubes album, but a little stuffier. Just good, capable album. And then the John Waite, love this Ignition album to death, but it's even more pixelated. And then on the back, it's even more that way. And I just had a couple other that fit into that. You've got the heat look on the Rush signals. And then actually, I forgot to bring it out, but Pat Travers' Radioactive is the same sort of thing where it's more of a heat image, pixelated. But then you've got Golden Earrings, awesome, immense, No Promises, No Debts album, which is very pixelated. And then on the back, they've got that kind of look of the guys. So, nice. So there you go. Computery pixelated pictures of rock stars.
And I know in the chat
I'll have enough. Little pixelated.
I know, Martin, in the chat before I was going, Fee Waybill, holy crap, giving Fee some love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
hey, Martin, wasn't there a Foreigner album that had sort of heat or pixelated? I'm sort of visualizing a Foreigner album.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the album that didn't have Lou Gramm on it?
Yeah,
the later one, right?
Yeah, and then some of them, this Golden Earring as well, leans into just the grainy image thing too, where you're trying to just make it grainy. But let's see, Steve Polari's coming in with Slater Kinney, Dig Me Out, The Kinks Controversy, William Walker, True T-Rex. Love that Rodney Matthews artwork. Don't forget the 1980 reissue of Lonesome Crow. He did that too. D Rockers mentioning Jimi Hendrix Experience and Electric Ladyland and Janis Joplin. I got them Cosmic Blues again.
That's a good one.
Yeah, classic one is Aerosmith Just Push Play. On Autograph, That's the Stuff, where everybody was amazed that female robot was used again by Aerosmith after Autograph had used it. John Lennon, Yoko, Milk and Honey, kind of looks like Paul McCartney's Press Play. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I wish we could see all these, right? It'd be
I know.
Cool. Yeah.
We only had the technology.
Can't picture all of them. But anyways, Grant, over to you.
All right, well, Steve took my thunder. So we're going to go with the Kinks, Kink Controversy, and Sleater Kinney, Dig Me Out.
Okay.
There's what they look like. Steve, you are on the ball. So, but that's what they look like. I don't have to say anything more about it.
Yeah. That's wicked. Yeah. That reminds me of the Herb Alpert one, right? There's a Herb Alpert Whipped Cream and Other Delights, and then the Soul Asylum.
Soul Asylum.
Did the exact same thing for an EP. So, all right, Jamie.
All right. This theme is overused images. There's two that I don't own. You can throw them up there. Cro-Mags and Sturgill Simpson. As you can see.
Yeah, once I find it.
When he finds it. Cro-Mags, The Age of Quarrel and Sound and Fury. This mushroom cloud is used so much. Also used in Kiss the Originals. The first three albums. Destroyer 666 and their album Violence is the Prince of the World, and of Mice and Men, Mushroom Cloud, and two that I own. Count Basie and Jefferson Airplane.
Nice.
What the hell's Crown of Creation?
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a lot more that we're missing, but this is always used, man.
Nice. Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
I definitely got to tell my buddy Monty Connor to watch his show because he does these amazing Facebook posts where he does some of this, but the main thing he does, which is even cooler and more obscure, and he's done dozens of these, if not hundreds. You can go to his Facebook, Monty Connor. He does the thing where he finds the rest of the photo session and shows you the photos they didn't use or the extended, the sides.
That's my next theme.
Oh yeah, he does tons of those, and they're really fascinating when he does them. But all right, Peter, over to you.
Okay, next one is Rolling Stones Aftermath, the US version. But the Doppelganger is one of the greatest garage bands of all time, in my opinion. The Chesterfield Kings with Let's Go Get Stoned. So that's just virtually a direct copy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chesterfield Kings are kind of like, they've based their whole career as being refining the Rolling Stones, that 60s sound, the early Brian Jones era. And that's their homage. Let's Go Get Stoned.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent choice.
We've got a message here for BTO2 and Accept Metal Heart. I wanted to mention there was a Goat's Head Soup went by paired with something. I was going to pull out my Boomtown Rats debut album because Goat's Head Soup has them in the in that plastic, and on the cover of Boomtown Rats, Bob Geldof is wrapped in kind of a plastic and going like this. So that was kind of cool. But William, yes, Sticky Fingers and Two.
That's a good one. I never thought about that. That's a good one.
That is a good one. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town, and it's Patti Smith, Horses. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Atomic Rooster. All right, my turn, right?
Yeah.
I believe I'm going with Blue Oyster Cult Imaginos with the Cliff House. And I did that Flaming Telepaths Imaginos book. It's all about the Cliff House, all kinds of stuff. Fascinating San Francisco landmark that burnt down. So you got the Cliff House sitting there, some lightning, stormy night. And then you've got Fastway waiting for the roar. And I think this is the Cliff House, but it doesn't quite line up. But for some reason, it might be another angle or the rebuilt version or something. Something makes me think that's also the Cliff House. And they're on the same label. They were both CBS, right? And this is when Fastway was getting less good. This is up into I think it's the third album. But yeah, same kind of thing. Cliff House and some lightning. So there you go.
Can I add one to that?
Sure.
The first Ghost always reminded me of that.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Cool.
Yeah, good one. Holy crap.
Nice.
You guys are all over it.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, this is a no-brainer, but what the hell? I'm going to throw it out because God knows you'd never hear about Michael Jackson on the Contrarians, but you are tonight, kids. So we're talking Michael Jackson bad and Weird Al even worse.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about this. It's a no-brainer.
It's a home run.
Very nice.
It's a home run, Peter. It's a home run.
I almost went with a theme of band on a white background because I was looking at my Kiss Lick It Up, and there was another one. Edgar Winter Shock Treatment.
Yeah.
Feels a bit like that.
Oh, yeah,
one more that I forgot, but I didn't bring it out. But yeah. Yeah, we've got Gary. Yeah, someone did mention the London Calling and the Elvis Presley. That's an absolute.
We might see that again tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Reminds me of Stone Fury's debut. That's cool. That's talking about our Storm theme. But okay, over to Jamie.
All right. Before I get in my last one, a deep cut, honorable mention, Marshall Tucker Band and Little Feat. Time Loves a Hero.
I got one to add to that off the top of my head, color-wise. Jamie, what about Boomtown Rats, Tonic for the Troops?
I don't know what that looks like.
Same kind of colors.
Yeah, you're right, Martin. That fits right in.
Yeah, kind of weird.
It's nice to do these shows right by my collection, so I can just grab. All right, this one is same area. So they may not be, well, they're pretty similar, but here you have, these are newer bands, doom metal. You have Bellwitch, Longing, and there's the ghost hanging out, coming out of the house there. What's the ghost looking at in the yard there? It's looking at the shed. So in a three-dimensional world, the ghost would be coming out there, looking at the shed there, the woods around us, and me in the middle saying, "Get me the hell out of this creepy place."
Very cool.
So there you
It's
go.
a good one.
Excellent. All right. Very cool. All right. Peter.
Radio. Well, the Beatles have been mined, as Grant did earlier. So I'm going to throw Beatles Abbey Road and Booker T and the MGs with McLemore Avenue which was the address of Stax Records in Memphis. So there you go.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Another no-brainer. Yeah, I mean, what can you say
Yeah.
about it? Yeah, it's needs no introduction.
I'm gonna go with the Jamie idea and sneak one of my honorable mentions in. But this is in honor of having Peter with us here. So you'll understand in a second. So I went with Pink Floyd Animals as an honorable mention, with Angel City 2-minute warning.
Yes.
Kind of's got the same vibe to it, right?
Yep.
The same dark sky and big industrial thing. And then even on the back, even the back sort of continues. So there's your animals and there's your Angel City, we call them up here, but the Angels. Was this called the Angels down in Australia?
Yes,
Angels,
the
2-minute
Angels.
warning?
Was it the same cover
Yeah.
or different?
Yeah, same cover, but
Exact same
the
cover,
Angels
yeah.
2-minute warning. Yeah.
Very classy cover, but that's my honorable mention. So here's my real choice: Golden Earring Cut and Bullet Boys. So what we have here, the theme is Bullet being photographed going through a card for cut. This is the only, this is actually the second time Golden Earring flirted with gold with Twilight Zone. The first time was Radar Love, but I don't believe either of them went gold. So you've got Cut, the bullet going through a card, and you've got Bullet Boys, the famous photo of a bullet going through an apple. So there you go, and they're both blue as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Both blue kind of covers. So there you go.
All right. Cool.
And I got a bad habit of sometimes not saying the album. I should add that was Windhand Soma. Now I feel better.
Nice. All right. Grant, what do you got?
Okay. Here we go. Well, here's a good one. I don't know if you guys even would think about this, but we're going to think about it today. Rod Stewart Body Wishes and Elvis Presley.
Nice.
Come on. You know that's a direct copy.
Wow.
Each one has their own personality, but we know what Rod was trying to go for there. So,
yes.
So if
Bon
Elvis
Jovi did the same thing.
Say that
He
again.
did a box set. Bon Jovi did a box set. That was the same thing.
Well, we don't talk about Bon Jovi.
So if Elvis has 50 million
I just
fans, 50 million fans, how many does Rod have, do you think?
Well, I bet Rod's got quite a few at this point.
He's got almost 50 million. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So
All
there you
right.
go.
What do we got in the comments? Kiss debut with the Beatles. Yeah, we talked about that. Animals might be my favorite Floyd album, Tommy. Yeah, it is mine too. William Walker, how can you not like the Seal? We're talking about a Riot here. I loved it when he came back a few years ago. D-Rocker, Sabotage. Yeah, we had that one, D-Rocker. That was one of Peter's. All right. It is over to, who is it over to?
Well, it would be Jamie, but
that's it.
Is that it? Would we already go through it?
Can I add a quick
honorable mentions? If anybody else
add
has
an honorable mention of something? Just one quick one.
Go ahead, Peter.
The last 6 Whitesnake albums. I can't tell which is which.
Exactly. No kidding. Yeah.
You've got
Well,
that,
what
you've got
about
that
any of the
stamp.
Def Leppard albums? I mean, come on.
Yes.
Do you really? Can you really tell a difference?
I got a whole list of them here that I'll mention, but I do have I have 2 actually to show honorable mentions.
Okay.
2 of my favorites. So we've got the awesome Gamma 2 cover with the sharks going through the lawn, right, and cutting the. It's kind of weird that it cuts the garden hose, but anyways, that's really cool. And then you've got Vandenberg, painted by Adrian himself, the sharks flying down the road. And here's my favorite honorable mention. This is the only other one I have to show. So what do you get when you combine this, right?
Right.
With this?
Boy, this sounds like a trick question.
Is there going to be a third cover? That's the answer?
You get this. Gamma 3.
I didn't learn that at school.
That's classic.
That is some thinking.
That's pretty cool. Eh?
That
So you
is
got the same
good.
colors of Gamma 3 here, and then you got the shape thing going. So,
And someone mentioned David Byrne and Phil Collins. There you go.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Spot on.
Cool.
Oh, true. That is true.
Anybody got anything else? Because I can read a few off.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. We've got Utopia Face the Music in Your Eye Heap Wonder World, which are Andee Purple Burn. Well, two of those are concrete statue things, busts. And well, Burn is a bust too, but it's candles. I mentioned the Boomtown Rats. I thought I almost picked David Bowie Young Americans and Mick Ronson Play Don't Worry and Rick Derringer All American Boy, which are all like backlit rock star sort of shots. Another classic one is ZZ Top El Loco and Motorhead Ace of Spades. You know, the banditos out in the desert scene kind of thing, right? Anvil Metal on Metal and Coney Hatch Friction both have sparks flying off of like metalworking kind of thing. Then there's a lot of these classic heavy metal robots like you see on the Metal from Others, on Saxon Power and the Glory, Y&T and Rock We Trust. We've got Thin Lizzy, Thunder and Lightning, and Wildfire Summer Lightning, which are just cheesy heavy metal lightning shots. This is a good one. I always thought Moxie Riding High and Stars Violation looked really similar. You got the big logo out in the desert, same sort of colors. That's a good one. Classic one that no one's mentioned yet is Black Sabbath Heaven and Hell in Van Halen 1984. Angel smoking, little Cupid angel guy smoking, right? Let's see. Mention that one. Bunch of big Black Panthers on like Blackfoot, Tomcat, and Tigers of Pantine, Wildcat, Heaven Where Angels Fear to Tread, Alcatraz Dangerous Games. I think 3 of all of those are Black Panthers. There's the same sort of model looking gal. I should have pulled this one out, but I didn't compare perfectly. But on actually, no, that's a different one. Yeah, but BTO Street Action and T's Body Shots have kind of the same looking gal. It's probably the same model. BTO Freeways and Blue Oyster Cult Revolution by Night. Check those two out together. That's like kind of night high freeway scenes. Another classic one we always knew as kids was Aerosmith Draw the Line and Rainbow Long Live Rock and Roll. Both, crowded headshots, which are just like pencil drawings, right? Remember last show or show before I showed Foghat Live and that weird Waylon Jennings album with the pictures of the band in the letters? There was another one like that goes with that. Sammy Hagar All Night Long. The backlit Tough Guys looking shot, Dictators Blood Brothers, The Angels No Exit, and Ramones Too Tough to Die. They all go together.
Yes.
The white and red theme, the Bears Rise and Shine with Derringer, If I Weren't So Romantic, I'd Shoot You, with the red and white target, and then Van Halen Diver Down. Let's see. I always thought I pulled these ones out. They're kind of similar. I don't know why I think they're similar, but picture the cover of The Who, It's Hard, and Wings Back to the Egg. For abstract splotchy art, you've got Graham Parker, The Up Escalator, and Robert Plant, Shaken and Stirred. May as well throw Abacab in there as well. The rock stars holding the flag thing. You've got Heavy Pettin' Rock Ain't Dead, Robert Plant Now and Zen, and Thin Lizzy Renegade. The guitar made into a fancy flying ship or whatever, a castle. You've got Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, Boston Self-Titled, and 1 or 2 of the ELO albums. I thought the monster on the front of No Mean City and Hair of the Dog looked kind of similar as well. So there you go. Oh, I have one more conceptual one. I didn't check this carefully, but the Tubes, with them ripping off the album cover, April Wine on Record, where it's like a picture of the record in the album cover thing. Yeah. And then AC/DC's Razor's Edge, which has a rip across the cover. So there you go. There's all my.
I pulled another one out.
I got another one too. Go ahead, right. Jamie, though. Go.
Melissa Etheridge and Bruce Springsteen.
Nice.
Yes.
Good one.
That's a good one. But Martin, you mentioned The Who, It's Hard. What about Power Play by April Wine? You've got the video game thing.
Oh, for sure. Excellent.
I can't believe I didn't mention that. But,
nice call.
Whatever.
Nice call. Yeah. What else we got in the comments here? Isaac Hayes, Moses, Frank Zappa, Shake Your Booty, Van Halen Diver Down, and Neil Young Reactor. Yeah, kind of cool.
Yeah,
I see that. That's pretty neat. Back in Black and Spinal Tap, and Metallica, of course. Van Halen 2 and Vandenberg debut. Absolutely. I almost pulled those ones out. Crazy. Just, Vandenberg, Van Halen, pointy logo on a blue background, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. Very cool. I think that's all.
Bob Dylan and John Phillips.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
What about the first 4 Roxy music? They're all very similar, aren't they?
Okay.
You know, the models, the chicks. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Kinda.
And we can go into the chicks being naked or not naked, and you've got how Roxy Music did it the 2 ways, and then UFO Force It. You've got a slightly more naked version of the right. You've got 2 versions of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you've got the censored versus non-censored going there.
And isn't Foreigner Head Game similar? It's in a bathroom, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's nothing naked about it.
I don't know if there's anything else quite like that.
Yeah, that's a really. I wonder if there's anything with those weird colors too, because it's white, aqua, and red. Kind of a weird color scheme too. Mm-hmm. I've got a sign one up on my wall, kind of thing. It's very cool. Oh, Painkiller and Bat Out of Hell. Yeah, that's pretty good, Brian. That's a nice one too. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, there you go, guys.
All right.
I
guess we've done it.
Yeah.
We're getting faster and faster at these.
Yeah. That was a good show. It's a good show.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming on. Jamie, Laszlo, Peter Kerr, Martin Popoff, and myself. Yet another live chat in the books. I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. And we tried to get to everybody we could. You only can do so much. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. We will see you next week. And I can't remember what we're talking about. Does anybody remember what we're talking about?
No, we're going to have a meeting about that now.
We're going to meet about it now. We will let everyone know.
When we know.
And we'll, especially Jamie, we'll really have to let him know. All right, everybody, we'll see you. And hey, have a good one. And we'll see you on the next one.